Welcome to Bajan Lifestyles, where we give you the best of Barbados and all of its hidden treasures. Today, it's the final video of the 3-part series of Foursquare. Today we're going to be doing the rum tasting, and I am so excited. But if you haven't watched the other 2 videos, go on and watch those first and then come back to this one. So, are you ready to do some rum tasting? I am ready. So, let's go.
This is where the visitors tasting tours are done. It's hosted by Dario and his family, Deborah and Dwayne. Some of the most amazing people. And their tastings happen in here. Nice. It's one of my favorite buildings. It's the old still house. This is where rum was originally made, dating back to 1737. Because it's National Trust, we had to restore it exactly as it was. And we use it for a lot of fantastic things here. We use it for weddings, we do seminars with the Barbados Museum, we've hosted the Green Summit. It's a fantastic part of our property, and I absolutely love this building. I mean, you see the old beams, the old walls. It's something really special to me. One of the things you'll also find here is we sell rum. We don't sell napkins, we don't sell towels, we don't sell ashtrays or keychains. We only sell rum, which is what we do. We try and keep it very simple and easy.
Oh, great.
You can see that the tables in here are actually recycled flywheels from the sugar factory as well.
That is awesome.
And the chairs were done by a local artist, so it's kind of neat. We've tried to really keep a lot of Barbados history alive through all the different things. But this is one of my favorite buildings.
Okay guys, so we're about to take you on a very special behind the scenes tasting with Gail. Take a look. I love the setup here.
So today what I'm going to start with is the Dorley's 3 8-year-old aged rum. A lot of times when you try a white rum, you're going to feel that it's going to be very sharp and too strong and young. But because, as I talked about with aging, the aging in the tropics is much faster and much more deep, so the flavors are so different. So with the 3-year-old rum, it's kind of along the lines of maybe like a 5 or 6-year-old aged rum product from a continental climate. So I'm going to let you try it and tell me what you think. It's like, oh. This is one of my favorite parts of my job. It's something when I'm talking with consumers about tasting is I talk about seasoning your palate first. So before you take, a big swig of it, put a little into your mouth. Season your palate. Put it on your teeth and your gums. Let it sit there for like 2 or 3 seconds to feel it. Your palate will then be seasoned. Then take a small sip and you should be able to feel all the flavors. Now this is a 40 proof. So it's not very strong, but it's a method that we use for all of them, because when you get to the strong rums, you need to know that. But give it a try and let me know what you think. So teeth and gums. Move it up over your tongue just to get those flavors onto your palate first.
Oh wow.
I love reactions like that. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. Oh wow, this is not what I expected.
There's just...
I'll tell you this.
He's an expert.
We drink one a man.
Yes.
Whenever we get a chance.
Listen,
And
we
that
got
is
bottles
very
to bring back for you guys.
I have a case of empty or breaking bottles.
We went through...
I love that.
What size at Christmas?
A 1.7.
In 2 weeks.
Well, it's a funny thing because a lot of people be like, oh, but that's your low-end product. And we're like, it's absolutely not a low-end product. It is our local product. It's the best. Like, we're not going to leave a bad product for Barbados. We want Barbados to have the best of our products.
This is quite smooth.
And it's delicate because it's not what most people think of when they think of a light colored rum.
Yeah.
It's got flavor, it's got depth. You should feel it as something. It's not something you actually really have to mix with something. Kind of like, oh, this is not what I expected of a light colored rum. And I normally just talk about them as an aged rum. And in Barbados, we are very, very serious about our age statement. So if I let you try a rum that says 3 years old, it is 3 years and up. And that is all that's in it.
Just for context, I'm the one that's a little on the light side. He's the expert here. So then you get that concept of someone who's experienced, who loves your product, and someone who just
Along for the ride.
Yeah.
Whatever I drink.
And that's a good thing. And what will happen is I will get you both as ambassadors for Foursquare out on the road, because you'll be like, so I've learned all this good knowledge. Now I know these things. Now I can tell my friends, this is what we should be drinking.
Yeah.
So like for me, with my rums, if I'm going to make a mojito or something like that, I don't necessarily reach for a bad rum. I'll reach for a Dorley's 3. I want something good. I want to put a good product into a cocktail. And a lot of people just assume, oh, you put your bad stuff in the cocktails and hide it away. And like, no, you use your good stuff and enhance your cocktails and make them better. So next we're going to go to the R.L. Seale. Now this, I don't know if you've tried this one. This is our new higher proof. This is 46. The regular R.L. Seale is just 43. So this is a big step up in strength. From 40 to 46. This is traditional Barbados style rum, aged in bourbon barrels. This is the flagship of Foursquare and R.L. Seale. This is where we started. So if I'm going to give a gift to somebody, I give them R.L. Seale because it's got our family name on it. And you know, I can say this is what we do. This is Barbados rum. So if you can pour the rest of that out into the spittoon. There's no left.
What do you mean? Who does that?
So, and this is, as I said, all bourbon barrels. This is one of my favorites. So it's a little higher. Season your palate first. Get those flavors. R.L. Seale, 10-year-old rum. And so a 10-year-old is almost like a 20-year-old rum. So this is something you will sip.
I'm just gonna ask, what is the fragrance that there's a very distinguishing fragrance in this one?
I never give tasting notes because everybody's palate is different. Like you go to a lot of places and they'll tell you what you should smell.
Yeah.
But you and I, and we're going to have completely different palates. So I tell you should smell vanilla and coconut and something else, and you don't smell them. All of a sudden you're tainted and you're like,
what?
I'm not smelling it. Is my nose wrong? Is their nose wrong? What's wrong? So I always say everybody will smell it slightly different because our olfactory, they're so different. Senses are so different. Some people, when they ask what the proof changes, is like I use the orange juice analogy. So you have fresh squeezed orange juice, and you know what that tastes like. It's insane. It's beautiful. It's strong. It's flavorful. Then you have concentrated orange juice, which still is orange juice, and it tastes good.
Yeah.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same.
And then you have orange Kool-Aid.
Yes.
And it's a drink,
Yes.
but it's not fresh squeezed orange juice.
Yes.
So as the proofs go higher,
Yes.
you get these beautiful flavors. So like I like to think of all of ours as fresh squeezed orange juice, but just going a little higher with each different expression.
It is smooth, just like the other one. It's warm but smooth. Does that make sense? Is that correct?
And there should be like a depth to it, like it
Yeah.
should.
That was about
feel-
my third or fourth sip, and it's different every time I sip it.
that.
Yes.
I think the alcohol is doing magic.
It opens up and it
Yeah, it's opening up, you know.
time.
Yeah.
And that's it. It should be a little more complex. You should feel something. So if you're drinking a rum and it goes in and there's no finish, there's no softness, and that's it, you know that it's probably not. It's definitely not Barbados rum. Probably confected, because once you start putting additions into rum that don't belong there, it takes away the rum from the rum.
Yes,
Sure,
yes.
all of a sudden you're just getting additives, and it's not real. But this is what real Barbados rum should taste like. And it's, for me, this is lovely knowing that you love rums and you're new to this and you're like, yes. The next one we're going to try is probably one of my favorites, close to my heart, the Dorley's XO. It is bourbon and sherry, 6 to 8 years old. Bourbon casks and sherry casks, 6 to 8 years old. It is my go-to. If I could only take one rum to a show or an event or with me, it would be Dorley's XO because it covers everything, like literally everything. And I have a daiquiri named after me called the Seale Daiquiri, and they use. So this is also very special because they use the rum that I love the most.
Where can we have this fantastic daiquiri?
Yeah, you could probably go to Tapas. You could go to Cocktail Kitchen.
You actually have to go to Cocktail Kitchen.
So,
La Cabane.
What's the name of it?
Like Miguel Seale Daiquiri.
all right.
Very special.
Yeah.
So as I said, this is one of my favorites, and same thing, season your palate a little bit, but this is my go-to, so I think it's beautiful. And it's really hard, because I say this about everything, I'm like, oh, I love this one. And I mean, of the three, there's 3 totally different rums.
That would get you in trouble.
Yes.
It's so smooth.
I got that little tinge of sweetness as I first took it in.
What is it? Is a blend?
Blend of bourbon barrels and cherry barrels.
Barrels, yeah.
Cherries coming through. Right.
The 2009 is our newest release. It's 12 years, all bourbon. It is 60 proof. It is beautiful. Now this is a huge jump up from here. So you definitely have to season your palate, give it like 5 seconds in your mouth to feel the flavors. But you should feel like almost like a minute-long explosion of different flavors once you try this. And this should be more like an event. Like it's here, it's there, it's here, it's there, it's everywhere. It's not just. See, this is what I love to see. Like something like, wow.
That's bourbon.
Yep, all bourbon down.
Gosh darn it.
But it is, as I said, it's 60 proof. That is a jump from 40 to 60. It's a huge jump, but it should still be soft and delicate, and you have that softness in your mouth that you're like, this is not what I expected of a very high proof rum.
I'm gonna taste like chocolate. Is that okay? Is that
Yes.
yeah?
Do you know, you should check Green Monthly Chocolatier. All their rum chocolates come from all their rum Foursquare for their chocolate.
Oh, Foursquare, really?
So all their whole rum collection
Nice.
of rum truffles. Isn't that something special?
Yes, it is.
Like you can see why we're bringing
There's
more.
a flavor that I have more to explain.
I'm hoping you can explain this because I'm just a novice at this.
If you want some fun, there is a whiskey and a rum reviewer called Serge Valentin. And Serge writes the most interesting reviews and descriptions of rums I've ever heard. He'll say things like, it's like the inside wet pocket of a rainy English map. It smells like it smells like a new Korean car. Like his descriptions are insane. But when I got a new Hyundai, I got in it and I said, "Richard, like, smell that new Korean car." His descriptions are so in depth and intense, and you're like, how does he know what these things smell like?
Right.
Smell the inside of a rubber boot on a rainy afternoon in the Midlands of England? Like, where does this come from? But they're some of the best reviews I've ever read. Now we're going to go to Redoutable, which is a French word. A lot of people call it redoubtable. It is not redoubtable. It is actually pronounced Redoutable.
Redoutable?
Redoutable, like R-E-Y-D-O-O, and then T-A-A-B. Redoutable. So some of our names are French, and some of them are Italian. Wait till we get to that one. But so this one is going one more bit of proof up. This is 61, but this is bourbon and Madeira, and this is 14 years where that was 12. This is like I just love the smell. Of this
Bourbon and
Madeira.
Madeira.
This is Redoutable. This is one of our most recent. You guys have completed the tasting. You're considered rum family.
Yeah.
So as I said, definitely season your palate. So this one is 61, but it's bourbon and Madeira, so the smells are different. And it should give you that warm finish.
Wow.
Yes, I love that one.
Wow.
That was a drop on my tongue.
Wow, what?
Just a drop.
This is so much proof?
61. So 60 proof is super, super high. So it's like 120 if you're American, but it's still soft and it's still delicate and beautifully balanced. And it should stay in your mouth for a long time. Like it should keep bouncing around, hitting different parts of your palate and saying, hey,
Y'all are doing something with unicorns and clover leaves. This is magic.
Yes.
No, how is this 1% more than this? But this is
Softer.
How is it? Yes. It's melting. It is melting.
2 years older. More time in the barrel. This is 12, this is 14. Imagine 16 years, we may have started with 50 barrels. We didn't end with 50 barrels. So that's why the prices are a little more expensive. But, you know, we could literally probably double or triple our prices overnight, and the same people are still going to buy them.
Yeah.
But our whole ethos is everybody should be able to drink good rum. And yes, I feel that over again are really good rums.
Sorry, I just want to smell it.
I know.
It smells so good.
That's it, and you get so much on the nose. You know, I mean, I'm so proud of everything we do. I mean, I love.
You guys have an amazing products.
We put our heart and soul into everything.
You can tell. It's beautiful.
And each one of these are, as I said, a blend of pot and columns. They're all different. Whereas the final one we're going to taste, you know, this is another small partnership we have. Has like a beautiful turquoise and a beautiful turquoise band here. Is the first time there has ever been a joint venture between an African distillery and a Barbados distillery together. And the Equiano story, Gray's distillery in Africa sends us some rum, and then Richard puts it together with our rum, and it's blended and bottled here. So it's kind of a very special thing that we do. We have our brands, we have all the names of the history of Barbados that we've tried to protect. Then we have our exceptional casks and our partnerships, which is Real McCoy, Equiano, and then Velier, which is our smallest partnership. Are absolutely stunning expressions, but they're very, very small. Like as they're maybe 2,000 bottles for the whole world, and it all comes to Italy. The first one we did with them was 2006, and it sold out in 2.5 hours and blew their mind because they didn't know what was happening. They were like, woo! So now they literally, once they release it, it's usually gone within a couple of hours. It's insane. But these are usually a little more pot heavy blends. Very much high proof. This is 60, and this is called Plenipotenziario. It sounds really much better if I go Plenipotenziario.
Plenipotenziario.
One of my friends calls it plenty of syllables. So it's a little bit difficult to say, but it's Plenipotenziario. But you have to do it in Italian.
Plenipotenziario.
Ziario. As you can tell, each one is so different and the smells are different, but they're all Foursquare.
What is happening?
So I've converted you. So what you're saying is like, you came in being a one-eyed man, but now you're a
This is so
Foursquare
low.
So what do you think of that?
That's the best rum I've ever had.
Oh, it makes you feel so good. It's something special.
It feels like it's enjoying
Yes.
in my mouth.
And then it's literally like, that's what I say, it's almost like an explosion of flavors.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming and taking the time today to spend some time with us here at Foursquare. We love what we do and we love sharing what we do. So thank you guys so much.
Amazing. Okay guys, this was an absolutely amazing
Absolutely smashing.
tour and tasting. Thank
Yes.
you, Gail. You are amazing.
She was amazing. She
Yes.
was also. I like Gail.
Yes.
Gail is
Oh, you
cool.
guys are nice. Thank you. We are honored that you guys took the time out of your schedules to come and see what we do.
Yes.
Beautiful. But between the history and the tasting and the culture, everything is here at Foursquare. Guys, when you are in Barbados, make this a thing to do on your list. Yes, it's here in St. Philip. You can get a taxi. You can have, you can take your rental car. It's very easy to find.
The buses stop at the end of the road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every way possible to get to Foursquare so you can enjoy this experience like we have.
Yes.
Please, as usual, like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.